A very good morning to you and welcome to 360 Sports, where we talk about everything sport. We go 360, and as the games are getting heated everywhere, I'm talking about the National Sports Festival and of course the World Cup that has come with a lot of drama, a lot of villains and the heroes, and of course the disappointments and the up notes of the game. That we'll talk about this morning on 360 Sports on Trust Television. Welcome again. My name is Martia Umar and I'm being joined in the studio by Olawale Peters. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Martia.
It's good to have you join us as we were talking about all of the dramas and the thrillers in all of the games happening across Nigeria and of course the ones outside Nigeria. First of all, let's get into the National Sports Festival, and the games are on the way. We've seen teams like Rivers, Lagos, Ondo, and others qualify for table tennis round of 16. So these teams on Thursday qualify for the round of 16 event of the table tennis at the ongoing 21st National Sports Festival in Asaba, Delta State. And the male and female categories were played at the indoor sports hall of the Stephen Keshe Stadium, Asaba. In the early march of the day, we saw the likes of Lagos female team walked over Plateau, while Oyo also walked over a team at Damawa. Let's take a look at the female team. Yes, all the results are Kwara and Oyo 3-0, Rivers and Anambra ended 3-0 in favor of Rivers. And of course, Ondo and Nasarawa was a 3-2, but Ondo edged out Nasarawa in that game. And then we have Lagos and Imo. It was a 3-0 at the end of the match. And also the male categories as well are in action. We saw the likes of Ondo and Abia in action yesterday. It was 3-0 at the end of the table tennis match. Oyo and Katsina were also in action, 3-0 at the end. Ogun and Bayelsa 3-0, and Rivers and Kogi as well were also in action yesterday. It was 3-0 at the end of the tournament. And of course, it's getting very interesting already because games have kick-started. Everybody is just waiting for which team qualifies for which of the events and all of that. And we saw that the President, Muhammadu Buhari, made a statement saying that he was thrilled, he was excited about what he saw, during the opening. A lot of people came in with their colorful attire and it was just beautiful. Now, from the results that we have, how would you view the NSF so far? How is it faring?
Okay, as expected, it's faring very well. And when Delta State are organizing a competition like this, they do it well because they know how to do it best.
Okay.
And so I'm not surprised. And I think it shouldn't be about the beautiful dresses, the beautiful opening ceremony. It should be the future of the athletes that are there currently now. What do we have for them after this competition? Are we going to forget them? Are we trying to bring out the likes of Segun Toriola, and Atanda Musa, Marion Yale, and Okoro Dudu, Amid Adio, and the likes of them that they came through same National Sports Festival? Because the purpose of this is, number one, to bring everybody together, peace and unity. Then number two, to prepare them for the upcoming event, the Commonwealth Game, the Olympics, and so on and so forth. But we've seen that the preparation will be fine, but along the line, now let's look at the one that was held last year at Edo State. What has happened to those athletes that won 15, 16, 17 medals? What have we done? What training plan do we have for them that, okay, after this competition, we're going to send you abroad where they have the right infrastructure when it comes to training? We'll appoint you a coach or a mentor that will take you through your career path so that it can be beneficial to the country. We shouldn't be waiting until the athletes are self-motivated because of their determination and they made it without start rushing after them. Exactly. We should be able to do something for them. I think it should go beyond the glamour of beautiful dresses, beautiful attire, colorful opening celebration. It should be
and
what we have.
Too, of course.
Yeah, the infrastructure, it's very, 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 very okay. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything less than what we saw in Edo from Delta State also, because they have it, they have the money. So that is why they are able to win the bid against other people that contested with them. So I think it should go beyond this. We should have a plan for them. We should have a future for them so that those that will be coming after them, they will know that they have something they are looking towards. Look at the table tennis. It's like the Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, and River State. They had a meeting that our opponents were giving them 3-0, 3-0,
3-0. The result was just 3-0.
Just 3-0.
It was just Nasarawa and Ondo that, you know, had a different result. It was a good fight, actually.
Very good fight for them. So I think we shouldn't just wait the talent. We've developed the talent. I mean, we've seen the talent. We've identified the talent. We should now learn how to develop the talent to be useful to the country, and they should be useful to themselves.
All right, so the male and the female teams are actually doing their best to actually edge out whichever team they meet. It's the survival of the fittest at this point. It's too early for us to start talking about who comes home victorious or who comes up with the highest number of medals, gold, silver, or bronze medal. But we're beaming our searchlights on what's happening in Delta State. That's National Sports Festival, and we'll bring you results and actions following that event. But let's move away from the National Sports Festival. Let's talk about a club that has been relegated from the Nigerian Professional Football League. I'm talking about the Seima Sugida team that is Kano Pillars. And they have a new technical advisor. They appoint a new technical advisor and they've signed 1-year contract. So the management has brought in Evans Ogenyi. Evans Ogenyi used to work with Warri Wolves. That was where he handled last. And Ogenyi was availed by the club's acting chairman, Alhaji Ibrahim Galadima, who explained that the new technical advisor had signed a 1-year contract effective from December 1. So Calupinas have been relegated to the Nationwide League last season after the dismissal performance in the league. Now, you know, somebody from Warri Wolves, of course, they are debutants in the National Professional League in the last season. You know, we saw them emerge. And let's say he has a hand in the emergence of Warri Wolves into the Nigerian Professional Football League after a long time. And we're seeing this technical advisor being appointed. You know, Kano Pillars is known for, you know, working with international coaches, technical advisors. We have lots of them from African countries and also beyond the shores of Africa. Now we have Ogenyi, a Nigerian. Of course, we know that a lot of people came for this job, even people from outside the country, Portugal, Spain, and the rest of them, but he got the job. What would you say about his past antecedents and then getting into Kano Pillars? Do you think he will be able to uphold that momentum, getting into a club that has been Nigerian champions when we talk about local football?
Okay, I think the pressure will be on him seriously. And let me be honest with you. I'm very happy that the Kano Pillars were relegated because they deserve to be relegated. That's the truth. Because of the performance of the players and because of the attitude of the players, the attitude of the supporters, the attitude of even the management of the Kano Pillars team. You know, football is not a do or die affair. It's either you win or you lose. We saw a lot of hooliganism during the last Nigerian Professional Football League in Kano. The way they injured players, the supporters and everything, it is totally uncalled for. Based on that, I think they deserve to learn their lesson by being relegated. Now, about Evans, he has done this before. He has the experience, but sincerely, the football nowadays, it's not about what you've done before. It's about what you can do right now. And you know, coming from Division 2 to Division 1, it's very, very difficult because everybody, they are down there and they want to come and showcase their talents at the Nigerian Professional Football League. Why I said the pressure will be much on him is he signed a contract of 1 year. What does that mean? Does that mean that, okay, the purpose of you coming is to get us from the relegation zone to the Nigerian Professional Football League and we have nothing to do for you again? Because that speaks a lot in the mind of the coach also. That, okay, you want me to perform, but the contract you are giving me is just for 1 year. So what happens after that 1 year? No future for me, nothing for me. So that commitment may not really be there for him. He may be looking outside. But in a situation whereby it is like 2 or 3 years and with a clause that after 1 year, if you didn't get us promoted to the Nigerian Professional Football League, we might terminate your appointment. You know that there's this succession planning that after, making them to qualify for the Nigerian Professional Football League, taking them away from the relegation zone, they can still continue with the team is building. Because if you want to build a team, it's not a 6-month or 1 year project. Just like our Super Eagles now. We've been trying to build team for how many years? We've signed different coaches. Up to now, we still don't have a team. So the same thing is applicable to Kano Pillars. They want to have a team, and setting up a team, having a team, it's not something you do within 6 months or within 1 year. You have to let the coach you are signing to have this confidence that you trust and you believe in me. You're not only bringing me to get you away from the trouble you have currently now. I still have a future with you. If there's no future for the coach, believe me, 2, 3, 4 months, you'll be looking elsewhere. Because what will be in his mind is, oh, after this 1 year, what happens to me? Where will I go next? So I think the management needs to review that or look into that. But sincerely, I think he has what it takes to take the Kano Pillars back to the Nigerian Professional Football League. But they need to change their attitude. They need to change their orientation. Kano Pillars has a population of over 20 million. So you can't tell me that you cannot get good footballers. And when you're talking about football, you're talking about Kano State, they don't joke with it at all. So you can get good 15 or 20 players that will represent the state and that will take the state back to the days of glory. When you're talking about Nigeria Domestic League, you talk about Kano Pillars, you talk about 3SC Shooting Star in those days. He can bring it back, but they need to give him time. The time given to him with this contract, sincerely, I have my reservation about it.
All right, he has a problem with the time. 1 year contract there for Evans. Ogenyi, he's now the new technical advisor of the same Asogida team, that's Kano Pillars. And away from that, let's take a look at the World Cup, where so many people have made villains and made heroes out of. Surprising performances, thrilling performances from different club members. Okay, I would say that because a lot of people are counting on a particular person from so-and-so club to actually perform. And then we've seen teams come together and do what they know how to do best, chase after a round leader ball and see what they can do, find the back of the net. That's it, basically. Now, we have seen so far that the 2022 World Cup in Qatar has sprung up a lot of reactions, a lot of surprises, and disappointing results as well. Yesterday's game was one of them, as we saw the likes of Ghana progressing to the last of 16, and that performance has been rated. Uruguay and Ghana are set for an epic rematch 12 years after controversial World Cup. And on a tense evening in Johannesburg, this happened some time ago, 12 years ago, it was a game that has everything, the drama, the controversy. But Uruguay and Ghana's quarterfinal meeting in South Africa in 2010 was widely met with a lot of reactions. It's viewed as one of the most iconic World Cup matches in history. And Luis Suarez's role on Uruguay's savior that night made the persona non grata in Ghana, even earning him the nickname of El Diablo of the Devils. So we are seeing that come alive again, but you know, kind of different players, different atmosphere, but it's still the World Cup. What would you say about the performance yesterday from, you know, the Black Stars of Ghana? Okay,
and you made mention of the surprises at the World Cup. I think the surprise started when the QATAR, they won the bid to host the World Cup.
Oh, that's when it started.
That's when it started. Nobody expected them to win the bid against United States of America.
Yes.
And it cost Sepp Blatter his job because for the first time you saw the FBI, CIA coming in to investigate what really happened. So that's where we started it. And the match between Saudi Arabia and Argentina, it's like a shock to everybody that what is going to happen. So that shows that, okay, there's going to be a lot of surprises done in this World Cup. And when Japan also, they played against Germany and we saw what they did, we were like, wow, we are in for it. So sincerely, between now and December 18 or 20, that the competition will be over, there's going to be a lot of surprises. That's the truth. So as regard the match yesterday, in fact, nobody believed that Germany will not qualify. Nobody believed that. It got to a stage in the competition when in Costa Rica they were leading, that it's like, is it Costa Rica and Japan that will qualify, while we have Spain and Germany coming third and fourth. But along the line, the Spanish team also, they have to come above it. Then the German team, they have to come above it.
True.
And nobody believed that in a group where you have Germany, Spain, Japan, and Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Before the competition, everybody has already tipped both Germany and Spain
to qualify.
But that didn't happen yesterday. So that shows anything can still happen when the Uruguay and Ghana, they'll be playing their match today.
Exactly.
I think the Ghanaian team, they shouldn't look at what happened 12 years ago in South Africa. They should put that behind them. They have another task ahead of them. The task ahead of them today is to make sure that they win to this match. They shouldn't even be looking for draw, because currently now they are sitting second with 3 points. But you have South Korea, they are sitting third with 1 point. And the Portuguese team, they've already qualified with 6 points. So what probability or what assurance do we have that the South Korean, with the surprises we've seen at the World Cup, the South Korea will not beat Japan? The South Korea will not beat the Portuguese team. If they do that, it takes them to 4 points. And it has to do with goal defense, goal against, player discipline, and attitude. So they shouldn't put themselves in that tight situation, tight corner, going for a defensive game. So far, so good. They've scored 5 goals. They've conceded 5 goals. So that means goal scoring, it's not a problem to them. But defending their goals is a problem. And they are playing an Uruguay team that they are the only team, the only country in this competition that are yet to find the net, the back of the net. They are the only team that are yet to score any goal. And they've only conceded 2 goals. So that means today they'll be coming all out that they want to score, they want to win, they want to remain in the competition also. I think the Ghanaian team, they have the first half to win the game. Look at what the Moroccan team did yesterday. They made Africa proud. They made us proud by winning their match. Not only winning their match, by qualifying, not only qualifying, by topping their the table with 7 points. The last African country that did that was Super Eagles in France 1998, and when we had 7 points. But now we are not Super Eagles again. They call them Super Chicken. That's where they are. They are not paying me.
Okay, I think we'll see some kind of improvement. I think this World Cup, if it has taught anyone anything, is that you can do anything if you put your mind to it.
It's all about determination.
You have to just be determined and not let complacency set in. I know that the World Cup has a lot of mathematicians into it because the permutations have rolled in, and we were expecting that when we're progressing to the next stage of the competition. But talking about Morocco, one man that made it and everybody was talking about yesterday was Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech and Morocco made World Cup history. It took less than 4 minutes for Hakim Ziyech to open the scoring and took advantage of the blunder from Canada's backline. So it's Morocco's first last 16 appearance, a World Cup at the World Cup is since 1986. That's a very, very long time. So Ziyech was not part of the team that played the Nations Cup. You know, a lot of people were saying that probably he wasn't called, probably he didn't make it to the squad, and that's why he didn't appear. And now giving him a chance in this World Cup has really, really made a difference for the Moroccan team. And of course, it made us proud. 1986, that's a long time ago.
36 years ago.
Yes. So,
okay.
So what would you, how would you rate their performance yesterday? We saw a lot of lapses from, you know, the Canadian team, of course, which...
Okay, the first question I asked myself during the competition was, how did the Canadian team, how did they qualify for the World Cup to start with? Because their performance, sincerely, during this World Cup has been very, very poor, sincerely.
And they actually came to the World Cup after a very long time.
A very long time, So I'm not surprised about what the Moroccan team did. And talking about Hakim Ziyech, what happened to him, it's very simple. It's all about a discipline that we are talking about. It's all about the attitude we are talking about. It's all about professionalism that we've been talking about in football. During the Nations Cup, he missed the training. During the Nations Cup, he proved that he's bigger than the team and than the coach. And what the coach did was to just leave him out of the squad, that we can do it without you. That sent a signal to him. It sent a serious signal to him. During that time, he was playing in Chelsea. Even when he scored for Chelsea during the Nations Cup, he didn't jubilate. he wasn't celebrating the goals because his mind was at home with his people. But because of his attitude, they have to punish him and to make other people know that this is not an animal farm kingdom or theory. All animals are equal, more equal than others. No, you are all the same thing. You come in here and you fight for the jersey. So during the World Cup, they gave him that opportunity to come and redeem his image. And that shows that, there's an adage that we say in Nigeria here that you use your right hand to beat a child, you use the left hand
to draw him
back. That was what the coach did. And the coach made a statement after their second match that Hakim Ziyech, it's someone that if you know how to work on him, he can deliver, he's committed, and he's dedicated. If you look at the 3 matches that they've played, yesterday he won the man of the match award. So if you look at his performance, the last 3 matches they've played, he's very experienced, he's very skillful, but it's just about how we should learn how to manage people. You don't throw away.
One thing about experience, I would love to ask this question. A lot of teams came with experienced players. Wales, for instance, facing teams that have, young players. These are pacey players. And then we have, this new teams coming up doing wonders in the World Cup. Do you think that that experience factor actually played very negatively in this World Cup?
I think it helps some, and it's not helping some. Now let's look at the Brazilian team. They have their captain, Thiago Silva. He's 35 years old.
Yeah, so he's one of the experienced.
They have Dani Havertz. He's about 36 years old also. So you need the blend of both the experience and the young ones. You need the blend of both. The Spanish team, they are doing very well, but take it from me today, it will get to a stage where you need that experience to come in and assist and help you. Look at the Uruguayan team. They came with a lot of experienced players also. The likes of Luis Suarez is very experienced. Cavani is very experienced. Their captain, Godin, it's very experienced
But
also.
they've not been able to find the backup.
They've not been able to find.
That means it didn't work for them.
It didn't work for them. But for the Brazilian, it's working for them. For Wales, it's not working for them. And the problem, I think, those that is not working for, the problem or the issue they had is they didn't have that team before the World Cup. Look at the England team, for example. Young players also, about 70% of them are coming to the World Cup for the first time. So you can see that excitement in them, that hunger in them. Look at the Ghanaian team also. Look at the Spanish team also. You have a lot of them, but you can't just go without having at least 4 or 5 experienced players. Then it has to do with availability. What do you have available in your country in terms of the experience and the new one? So that's what's playing out. Look at the Argentina team. It's a mixture of both the experience and the new one. That was what won them the Copa America. The experienced player they have among them is about 5 or 6 players. So the younger ones, they are the future to learn from. You can't just go to a World Cup with a player full of old or experienced one, because the football nowadays, you have to run for more than 90 minutes. Most of them cannot do that again.
Okay, no. Before time, we leave this out of the conversation. Belgium, and they're moving out, which has led to the coach also leaving his role as the coach of the Belgian team. We saw Belgium and Croatia. Belgium has been rated very high by FIFA, and a lot of questions that people are asking, how did this happen? And this has truly shown that Belgium has a lot of work to do. Their match yesterday, and of course their coach leaving his job as the manager. Well, how would you rate this? Okay,
number one, you're talking about a country that they do the right thing without anybody telling them what they need to do. You took one of the best teams in the world. I think before the World Cup, as at September or October, and Belgium, they ranked them second.
And
FIFA
in the
ranking.
last 10 years, they haven't won any trophy.
In fact, they've never even won any trophy in their career. They've not won World Cup before. They've not won Euro before. But they've been consistently between first to fifth. So I don't want to talk about how FIFA make their top 5, top 4, whatever. But how can you have a team that never won anything before to be among your top team? Probably because of the friendly matches they are playing and they have a point that they're accumulating. That's by the side. But Roberto Martinez resigning his appointment yesterday, it's expected. we saw a lot of African, we saw the Egyptian coach also, when they failed to qualify for the World Cup, what did they do? Algeria, what did they do? They resigned their appointment because they failed their nation, they failed their country. They don't need to be told that resign before they resign. And you know the reason why? Because they are not having anything personal, no personal gain from that position. So that is why they can look and say, oh man, I failed my country. I have to apologize and resign. Then for the Belgium team, I think they should hold Romelu Lukaku responsible yesterday, because I saw another miss that is worse than what Yakubu Ayegbeni missed during the World Cup yesterday. He had 3 clear chances that I'm sure if you are the striker yesterday, you score those goals.
So Thierry Henry now, what does the future hold for him as the assistant coach in Belgium?
Well, I think they should look for a coach that have the experience. Sincerely, it shouldn't be about our legend or our players. It should be someone that have what it takes to do it. You shouldn't rush into
All right,
it.
let's just keep you the know on what's happening today in the World Cup. We have Ghana and Uruguay will be coming up earlier today. And then we have South Korea and Portugal as well will be playing. Cameroon and Brazil also will be playing today. And Serbia versus Switzerland will be the last game for today. So we'll keep you in the know and see what happens. But join us at 5:30 where we'll be going through these games again. And thank you so much for being on 360 Sports. It's always a delight to have you here.
It's my pleasure being with you.
All right, thank you once again. My name is Martia Umar. Bye for now.